Hey everyone, my name is Olivia Mori, and today I'll be walking you through some old age makeup using the Ben Nye kit. Here's my schematic, which is just a drawn out version of the makeup that I'm trying to do. Our first step is to go in with a nice solid layer of foundation. We're going to make sure to get some full coverage on there and get a good solid base. Things to remember within this process are to blot and not swipe the sponge, that way you don't get streak, and also to follow all the way through your hairline down to your neck to create a more even overall look. And now that the foundation's all done and I'm mostly ghostly, it's time to go in with some contour. So much like regular makeup, when you're going for contour, you're looking for all the little places where natural shadows occur on your face. The only difference is that this time around, since we're doing old age makeup, we're emphasizing certain bone structures that will be more sunken or more hollow. As you can see with the cheekbones here, instead of just making that line, we're making the line and then dragging it down. This will give a slimmer look to the face. And then for the sides, we're still working our way from the ear all the way down the jawbone to the tip of the chin on both sides. And then the little triangles at the side of each point of my chin, those are to create a jowl effect. Kind of like how you see like bulldogs and stuff. It's just like a little bit of sag in the skin. As you can see, I'm messing with them a lot, and I will continue to mess with them throughout the video just to get the right placement of them. So I'll wipe them off, put them back on. I can't promise that this is the last time that I do that. But anytime you do that, you can just go over it with like a little foundation. Like, mistakes are nothing to shy away from. It's part of the learning process, and it's how you get the look that you desire. So don't be afraid to mess up, to experiment, especially the first time you're trying this out. You'll find what you like to do and your way to do it. The next step is to go into our hairline, and a very important part is to go into the temples and sink those in, because as the face gets slimmer, those parts of the face tend to sink in a little bit, much like the cheekbones. I still do my hairline a bit lower just to give myself a smaller forehead. For the nose, we do the sides, and then when we create a line across the top of our nose, we're making it a bit higher to make the nose seem more plump. Instead of giving ourselves a little button nose, we're going to accentuate the nose and make it a little more inflamed. And then we're accentuating the chin as well. Very easy, just a nice little half curve. And then I'm going in and darkening any places that I thought might not be light enough, just because I know with this makeup you have to see it from far away. So in general, that's the way it should look for now, all droopy and such. So the next thing we're going to go is our highlight. This is all the areas which are the highest on like our bones, the thing that the light hits first. So all the cheekbones, the bridge of your nose, your forehead, your chin, and then maybe your cupid's bow above your lip if you're ready. And then of course the jawbone as well, right where it sticks out, because that'll still be a little prominent. So that's what it should look like as soon as you have those. And then you just blend it all out. Remember not to go too crazy with the blending, especially because you want to be able to see all the features, and you want them to be very, very accentuated this time around. And then don't worry if you overblend certain sections. I know I fall into that sometimes. You can always go back and add more or take away more of each color. You can add more contour or you can add more highlight wherever it's needed. Once you get done blending, it should look a little like this. You can still see the things, but they're much more blended and not as prominent. Now, what's very important is that we're going to go in with our same shadow color and find all the wrinkles on our face. You can do these by making different facial expressions that show the different lines that would be made as we grow older. You'll just see me doing a bunch of weird faces this whole time, and that's okay, because that's how we find our wrinkles. So the first thing you do is just scrunch up your forehead. You'll get some good natural wrinkles within there. And you just follow those lines and fill them in with our dark shadow color. Our next ones are here in the eyebrows. I like to fill in the section before them because it makes the more plump parts stand out more if you fill in the lines on both sides of those wrinkles. So in order to do this, I just scrunch my eyebrows together to get those nice middle lines. The laugh lines, of course, smiling. You always want to follow from the outside of the nose down the mouth. You can decide how far down you want to actually take them. I like to emphasize my chin, make it a lot more plump as well. The next thing you want to do, I like to accentuate the bags of my eyes a little more to accentuate, as I've said before, that hollowness inside of your face. All those parts that would be sunken, we like to make them a little darker, especially the lines. And as I said before, it's okay to make mistakes. You can always go in, fill them out. I put too much contour on, so now I'm putting a little more foundation to get rid of them. I decided that I want to darken some of the areas that I already added contour to. Like I said, I'm messing with the jowls again, just to get those more to my liking. So I'm darkening those. As you can see, it really does help create that effect. And then of course, crow's feet. We all need those crow's feet because we're always squinting at the sun or smiling. And you want to make sure you're not making them the same on both sides, because then it looks a bit fake. Like, all your wrinkles would not be completely symmetrical. As you can see, I saw a wrinkle and I said, that's not where a wrinkle would be, so we just take it away and say, never mind. And then I'm accentuating the nose again here because we want it to be very round and very plump, because as you get older, your nose does for some reason get a little bigger, so I wanted to accentuate that, and I'm only blending the nose right now, just to put that more in, because the wrinkles, we're not going to blend them with a sponge like we did for the rest of our contour. Okay, once you have your lines like this, you don't want to blend them in, as I said before. As you can see, the brush is a little dirty. You want to move to a clean brush and go in with either your highlighter or your white. I like to use the white because it's a better contrast to the dark. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go on the outside of the dark lines that you've made and just follow those with a white. You want to make sure that you're putting the white toward the more plump area of the face. As you can see, if under my eyes would be sunken, then the outside is closer to my cheeks, the same way it was with the laugh lines. The ones that are sometimes a little harder to find are the ones near the forehead. I always use the rule where I just go above the line, because for both wrinkles it's going to be on the top where you see the more plump area. Same with the crow's feet. I just use the rule of putting it on top of the line. You can do the same with the jaw. This will help accentuate the bone sticking out there, or like the sagginess of the skin. It just helps create a good separation between the dark and light colors. Okay, so once you're done, it should look a little like this, and we're gonna go out and blend it, not with a sponge, but with our brushes. So what you have is a soft edge and a hard edge. The hard edge is exactly where the light and the dark meet, and the soft edge is what I'm blending out right now, just the outside. We don't try to blend the two colors together, we blend each side separately toward its own direction. And this creates a more natural effect and helps blend it into our skin, so it doesn't look as cartoony and like drawn out, and it looks more natural blend into our skin. So we're going to go and we're going to do that to all the separate areas. Remember, you're creating a soft edge, but you do not want to touch the hard edge. Make sure to take your time when you're doing all the blending, because this is one of the more important parts of our old age makeup. We want our wrinkles to look very natural, very accentuated, and it does take time. So I just want you to find the fun in it and just have like a calm, relaxing time doing it. Don't try to rush anything, because that's when some mistakes do happen. Not that mistakes are bad, like we've gone over before, but I just want you to take your time, enjoy it, make sure the wrinkles are to your liking, and finding different places to accentuate. Like there might be a couple different places that you find, oh, this would stick out more, so I'm going to put highlight on it, or this is darker, seems sunken, and maybe I should darken it a little bit. Different areas like that, this is the time to find them, to play around, and to just add your own little details. Alright, and that's roughly how it should look. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty old. Alright, next thing we're going to move on to is our eyeliner. So you would think, oh, black eyeliner, right? No. What we want to do is ignore this black eyeliner and go in with our brow pencil. And then we're going to do the same as we would with eyeliner and just follow our waterline. They also do make brown eyeliner, which is just more effective because you don't see too many grannies wearing heavy makeup. So this still helps accentuate our eyes without making it like too much, too abrupt, a little more unnatural looking. This is just to help make our eyes stand out. Alright, perfect. That's pretty much it. Sometimes you can like follow in, make your lids look better. For the eyebrows, it's super easy. You're not going to add extra anything. You're just filling in the color a little bit, and then we're going to go over it later with something else. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. As you can see, I'm still being a little finicky, doing some extra blending. Accidentally touched a wrinkle, so I had to go back in and fix it. And like I said, mistakes are all right. You just keep working around it. Alrighty, so the next thing we're going to do is, well, find my sponge first, but you'll have this textured sponge. It looks a little bit like this. You go in with your same contour cream, and then you'll press the sponge against it and press it against your skin. As you can see, these makes a really nice texture to the skin, almost like sunspots. It gives it a nice aged look, and that's what we want to accomplish with our skin, because you wouldn't have wrinkles and then perfectly smooth, beautiful skin. No, we gotta put some texture up in there. Get it. Make sure you get an even coat all over. Don't like block out a pattern because that wouldn't look very natural. You just can blot it everywhere. You can blot it over certain areas a couple times. Maybe if you decide you're a little freckly somewhere. Just everywhere in general, and it makes pretty good texture on your skin. It should look a little like that. And then mascara is optional. If you do decide to use it, please use it very sparingly, just a little bit. It would be to accentuate the top of our eyes and our eyelashes. We don't want like crazy old super long winged eyelashes, you know, because no granny is that fly. Alright, so now for the end, we're just going to put some translucent powder on our sponge. Much like always, I put too much on there. And that's alright. You'll tell once I pat it on my face in the first place. It definitely shows that I did not mean to do that. As you can see, way too much. Yeah, you can tell by my reaction. But that's okay. We're going to pat it around. I can decide whether or not to go in and like adjust a few things. I'm probably going to have to add in a couple wrinkles, as you can see on the right or left side of my face. You know how cameras turn things. It disappeared, so there I am drawing it in again and trying to re-accentuate that. So do be careful with the powder. It can take everything off, but it is very, very useful in taking away that creamy shine that we get from using cream makeup. And it will also make our makeup just last longer in general. So make sure to get it all the way up in your head, down to your neck, everywhere your makeup is that you want it to last long. Fix any areas that you might have messed up by putting too much on. Hopefully you watched this video and did not put too much on. And lastly, we're going to take this Snow White hair tint, and then we're going to go in. It's just a nice little brush that comes with it, and you're going to lightly put it on top of your hair. We're not trying to dye our whole hair white because a lot of times we do get wigs if we're playing older characters and we need lighter hair, but in general this helps create some nice little white hairs. I don't know about in English, but I know in Spanish the name of the white hairs are canas, so we're creating some canas here. So you just want to like roll it around in your hair, find all the little places where you could accentuate all over. And like I talked about before, this can also be placed on your eyebrow hairs. I know we covered them a little bit with our eyebrow pencil, but this will create a nice little white texture to match the hair that we did, and it gives a good old age look to us as well. And then don't forget the bottoms of your hair as well, because if you have little white hairs, they'll go around your whole head, and that's what we want it to look. We want it to look as natural as possible all the way through our hair. With my curly hair, it's a little hard because sometimes the white will get hidden in between the curls. But some good rubbage. I had to use the whole stick just to get a nice coat on it because I want it to look real gray. And that is our finished product. Hopefully you're looking old, feeling old, getting into character. Of course I have these glasses that really help me get excited about this old lady role. I hope you got something out of this video and found it very helpful. Thanks for joining me today, and bye!